Okay, what we're going to be doing is looking at driving in the rain, because it could even happen on your driving test that you could end up having to drive in the rain, and certainly you're going to be driving in the rain a lot because it rains a lot everywhere. And there are some techniques which I'm going to go through with you, and like all of these, make sure you subscribe to our channel, because we'll give you all the tips and hints you need for passing the driving test. So let's have a look at driving in the rain as we move off from our parking spot here. Very important, make sure our windshield wiper is working. Now, as far as windshield wipers are concerned, and all cars have this system, you can vary the intensity of the wipe. If I want a bit more, I can do that. If I'm dealing with a monsoon, I can do that. So here we probably are okay just with a limited amount. Well, as I'm talking to you right now, the rain is coming down even more, so we'll keep it constant here. Now, as we move off, very important to keep a good look to see if anybody or any car, any cyclist is around. And remember, in the rain, the visibility is not as good as when it's clear. So you got to be extra vigilant as far as your eyes are concerned. Now, the thing about driving in the rain that's most important is you've got to be very, very gentle, because it's going to take you longer to stop. The tires don't have a good grippy road surface, so they're not going to be able to stop your vehicle as they would normally when it's not raining. So very, very gentle driving in the rain. So we will get down onto a road with some traffic. Look at some of the things you need to be aware of with traffic in the rain. Now, as far as stop signs are concerned, in the rain, be extra vigilant when you pull out, even though you might have the right of way. If somebody is coming through and only realizes at the last minute they shouldn't, chances are what is going to happen is they're not going to be able to stop in time. So again, nice and gentle, and look in your rear view mirror before you start braking, because if someone is following too closely, you want to extend your braking distance too in case they go at you. So good distance behind the other vehicle, and we'll wait our opportunity to move here. One of the big problems of driving in the rain is a thing called hydroplaning, sometimes referred to as aquaplaning. It's when the rain, the water on the road surface, actually goes higher than the actual grooves on the tire. The idea of grooves on a tire is nothing to do with grip. It's to give a channel for the water so the rest of the tire can sit on the road. If the water level is higher, then the tires are not going to grip, and you get that situation called hydroplaning. And it's not just water, because as vehicles go along the road, they drop oil, brake fluid, transmission fluid, and this seeps into the road. The first drops of rain bring it to the surface, and you get this gooey kind of a paste, and the tires have no grip whatsoever. And when you're making a lane change in the rain, be very careful about looking. We're going to make a lane change now because it's very difficult to see other vehicles. Visibility is not as good. A friend of mine had a very nasty accident actually making a lane change, and she didn't notice, even though she looked, she didn't notice the car in the other lane. It was because the car in the other lane was exactly the same color as the road. And in the misty, rainy conditions, she just didn't see the car. And I saw the car afterwards, and it was exactly the same color as the road. So that head check that you need, very extra important in the rain. So we're keeping our distance now as we drive along. And you've got only to be, not only to be very gentle with the gas, the brake, you've also got to be very gentle with the steering too. You don't want to make violent moves, because in the rain the tires won't have as much grip, and you're going to be slipping and sliding. If you do get into a skid type situation going forward, you've got to be really gentle in applying the brake. Don't panic and hit the brake, because you'll just lock the wheels up, as it's called. They'll stop rotating and the car will just move forward. So very gentle braking action. What you've got to do is just caress that brake pedal. I always tell people, make love to the brake pedal. You've got to be really, really gentle when it comes to using the brake, and also the gas pedal. Otherwise, if you hit the gas too hard, you're going to spin the tires, and instead of moving off, you're going to be stopped exactly where you are and not moving at all. So gentleness, the key factor of driving in the rain. Gentleness and observation. So right now we want to make another lane change, so I'm going to look, signal, look again, and I'm being very gentle with the steering wheel because of the rain, and very careful to see that there's no vehicle behind. And I see that the traffic up ahead is coming to a stop, so very early I'm going to start a gentle braking action. and look in my rear view mirror as well to make sure that the person behind isn't too close to me. So smoothness is absolutely essential when it comes to driving in the rain. And right now, everybody seems to be behaving themselves. You occasionally get the odd idiot. If they want to go by you in the rain, they're tailgating you, let them go by, because they're not going to be able to stop in a hurry. So it's better to just avoid any possible problems like that. So once again, you see, I'm looking in the mirror to make sure there's nobody behind. I'm braking extremely gently. And I will stop a good distance behind the car in front in case the car behind me doesn't stop properly. I don't want to keep the chain reaction going. So as you can see, driving in the rain, it's not difficult. It's just being aware of a few extra things that maybe you don't do quite as often when you're doing your driving when it isn't driving in the rain. And it's actually quite fun driving in the rain too. A couple of other things that you need to know about is the defogger. Now, you can easily fog up the windshield, and all cars have got controls to deal with that. See, you can see here, little icon representing the windshield, and we'll go on to hot. The red will signify heat, and we'll move some air through it quite quickly with the fan. And that way we'll clear it. And as far as the rear window is concerned, that can fog up too. So we have a rear window defogger, and that will clear it and give us a clear view behind as well. And most cars have got a windshield wiper for the rear window as well, so you can easily use that as well just to clear everything. So visibility is extremely important, and gentleness of the controls. So those are the things that you've really got to be careful about when you drive in the rain.